Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, and welcome people to episode 552 of Film Bastards. I am one of your co-hosts, Matt Foster, and as ever I'm joined by...
Becky Foster, hello everybody.
And...
Ian Loring, hi guys.
And we're not reviewing AI Afraid. Afraid-eye? Afraid-eye.
Afraid-eyed? Afraid-eyed? Afraid-eyed?
God, it's the fucking Fast and Furious fucking films all over again.
Mafregan.
Mafregan, yeah. We're not reviewing that, because like everybody else in the world, we've not seen it. Instead, we're gonna go for a review of Kinds of Kindness, which we think other people have seen, just no one wants to talk about. It's kind of like Fight Club. We've also got some...
But with tits.
But with well, obviously Yorgi Boy's involved, so it's got tits. In Fight Club had a lot of tits in it.
Man tits.
Man tits, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And technically Helen Bonham Carter's, but they weren't, were they? Because they were CGI tits.
Were they?
Yeah, that whole sex scene, it's all CG. None of it's actual people.
Oh, wild.
I know. Yeah. You see, you get that kind of thing when you watch DVD specials.
No.
So yeah, we've also got some what we've been watching and other bits.
Still
that
looks
are out
more
there.
realistic than modern CG though, doesn't
It
it?
still does look more realistic than modern CG and it's 25 years old. Well, that's terrifying.
Fuck!
So before Mark and Ian go off into an existential crisis...
Jesus Christ, that's not good.
It just hit me as I was saying it. And that's wild.
The thing is, you could tell me that American Beauty was 25 years old, and I'd go, sure.
Yeah. But Fight
Maybe The Sixth Sense as well,
Club. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Fight Club.
Yep. There is as long a distance between Fight
No,
Club
no,
and now
no.
than there is between
No.
The Godfather
No.
Part 2 and Fight Club.
Fuck you.
Why don't you continue with that, Mark? Clearly Ian was upset.
Yeah, we've
Yeah,
got other bits we're going to chat as well. I'm going to move swiftly on from that. Yeah, and so fuck it. News. We don't always do news, but Ian's got a bit of news.
Yeah, and it was basically because I kind of wanted to get Becky's take on this. So, Alan Wake and Control film and television rights acquired by Annapurna.
Okay.
So, Remedy, the developers of the Alan Wake films and games and Control, they have let Annapurna have the rights in exchange for Annapurna financing half of the sequel of Control. And
That's a really good idea, actually.
Yeah.
And
That's a weirdly heartwarming idea, actually. That.
yeah, no, it's cool. I mean, I'm reading from an article on Eurogamer. Remedy notes the terms of the deal will see it retain full IP rights for Control and Alan Wake, but that revenue share from the deal will shift according to the release medium. Remedy will receive a greater revenue share from sales of the Control 2 game after initial investments have been recouped, while Annapurna will receive a greater revenue share from its audiovisual productions. Makes sense.
Yep.
Annapurna CEO Megan Ellison said, "The future of storytelling requires seamlessly integrating gaming, film and television." I'm not sure about that, Megan. And this partnership will allow us to explore new ways of bringing these narratives to life. By leveraging Remedy's innovative narratives and immersive worlds, we can push the boundaries of how stories are told and experienced across mediums. So, I've got to say, if we're going to get a Remedy-connected universe that is games and film and or TV, incredibly fucking here for it. I've decided over September and October I'm going to replay Alan Wake Remastered and finish Alan Wake 2, but I'm going to start Alan Wake 2 over again because I just got too weirded out by it, but I'm going to fucking nut up.
Did you not finish it?
No.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No. And you know, and I think I want to play through Control again. I know you kind of started Control but didn't really get into it. Is that right?
Just really fucking confused me. I'm gonna. Do you know what? Let's do it. Let's do the Alan Wake extended universe.
I feel like now you played Alan Wake and Alan Wake 2. I wonder if Control will vibe with you more.
My issue with it more... No, it's not even an issue with it. It is quite a confusing gameplay kind of thing, but it's... I'm weirdly, oddly specific about the games that I get on with, and there has to be a kind of horror element to them. And Control felt like it was very sort of pure sci-fi-y. So, like, it's mysterious and it's intriguing as to what's going on, but it's not scary.
Do you want me to randomly hide behind the side of the sofa and just shout out boo every so often?
No, because that would just make me laugh. But I will give it another go and see if I can... Do you know, I've played games before. Have I played games before that aren't scary?
Yeah.
Bioshock?
Bioshock's scary.
No, it's not.
It is quite scary.
Is it?
Fucking splicers try to kill you all the time. It's quite scary.
Yeah, I know, but things try to kill you all the time in most video games.
Fair. Go on, I'll give Control another go then. So
No.
We do literally have it there.
yeah, no, I know. Would it? So is it better to play that then Alan Wake, then Alan Wake 2, or Alan Wake then Control, then Alan Wake 2? There are references to Alan Wake in Control and kind of vice versa, but in my mind's eye says Alan Wake 2 more than Alan Wake is like Control references. Okay.
So I feel like Alan Wake Control, Alan Wake 2 would do it.
Right. Okay.
Right, if we're committing to that, Bex,
Yeah.
let's kind of like let's keep ourselves honest. Let's do like a weekly update on how we're getting on.
All right, that's fine. When are we starting?
Whenever.
This week?
Yeah, because I feel like if it's 3 games over the course of 2 months, I feel like that's a cadence I could probably say yes to.
Okay.
All right, cool. I mean, we're film bastards, but fuck it. And the thing is, it's just the fact that Alan Wake 2, it really does, like from what I've played, really does push that medium in some really fucking interesting ways. And the idea of there actually being film and TV spin-off kind of things is fascinating to me. Because I mean, Remedy, they made an Xbox One game called Quantum Break that starred Sean Ashmore, and Lance Reddick was in it as well, and Aidan Gillen. And you'd play like a couple of hours of it, and then there would be like an episode of a TV show.
I remember that, yeah.
And it like, because they were originally I think they were originally going to have the TV show be separate or something, and then they kind of like built it in. But it was like literally, it was so weird. You'd play the game for a couple of hours and then just sit there and watch a TV show for 25 minutes. And, you know, so they've been trying to do that merging kind of thing. But, like, Alan Wake 2, it's like, I don't know, you are playing... It's weird. It's like you're playing through what could be an episode of TV at times. There's a sequence in it. The musical performance, Bex, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Which is genuinely one of the most, like, thrilling what the fuck is going on combinations of, like, live action and video game, like, you'll ever experience. You know, so, but anyway, yeah, I just think the fact that Annapurna are getting involved as well, that's cool.
And they can throw some money behind it, because, you know, maybe that costs a lot of money.
Yeah, totally. I just, it's...
I feel like they're an interesting production company, though, aren't they? They're like... I feel like they're interesting in the way that A24 feel like they're interesting, or like sit around and go, oh, we're very interesting. Look at the things we make. Whereas Annapurna just are.
Yeah, no, quite. I mean, I'm more interested in this than I am in like A24 doing a Death Stranding film. I'll say that.
Right.
So, yeah, good. Right, there we are. Get ready for Ian and Becky talking about the Remedy connected universe for the next couple of months.
Game bastards.
Game bastards. The RCU. We'll need to we'll try and need to like sync up or something back, so we're only talking about where up to like the slowest one of us, which will probably be me, is at.
Okay.
Or something like that. But yeah, we'll get it done. It's starting to get into spooky season. It feels appropriate.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree.
Great stuff. Cool. Right, Mark, back to you.
Trailers. Not been that many, I don't think, that I can think of.
I think there's definitely been a couple.
I haven't watched the Minecraft one.
That's the one I was about to say.
Didn't know it was a thing until I opened up the trailers thing that I look at, and it said a Minecraft movie, and then there's is that Jason Momoa?
Yeah.
He looks, like crap.
The look of it is fucking horrendous.
It looks, and I'm literally looking at a basically a thumbnail or whatever it is now, and it looks nightmarish.
It's directed by Jared Hess.
Okay.
What?
Yeah. What?
Rob McElhenney is a co-screenwriter.
This is weird. What? How? What? That's... I didn't even know this was a thing. Like, I didn't have a clue that it was a thing that was actually happening until I saw that.
Hang on a sec. Jared Hess's last film before this was a Netflix animated film he co-directed called Thelma the Unicorn.
Yeah.
What?
That was this year.
What?
And then it was Masterminds before that. That man is not
In
prolific.
fucking 2015. I mean, he's been doing some TV and whatnot, but not that much. What?
Of course, Jack Black is in the Minecraft movie.
I don't even know. But honestly, just the look of it is horrendous. I don't know what Lottie thinks of it. She's over the in-laws. And she doesn't have her phone on her, because otherwise I'd probably get her on mic. Yeah. I mean, yeah. The thing is, as well, it's like the trailer. It's obviously aimed at Minecraft fans, but there's one bit where Jack Black goes like, "I'm Steve," and then it hangs in the air for a few seconds, and you are just imagining it like people going, oh, "He's Steve," and it's just there's just no. Who cares? There's nothing. God, Danielle Brooks, she got nominated for an Oscar for The Colour Purple like last year, or this year even, and now she's in the Minecraft movie.
Yeah.
I hope it's good. I hope it's good, because
it's fun. Yeah.
Fuck, it just needs to be fun for kids.
That's it. I know nothing about Minecraft, so like genuinely, I know nothing about it.
Hey, look,
in my brain, it basically is, I think it is that Minesweep game that you used to get on PCs.
Yeah.
In my game, that's Big Brother.
The thing is, it is about creativity, and it got my household through COVID. Like Lottie discovering Minecraft got us through COVID. She doesn't play it nearly as much as she used to. Like, she's all fucking Roblox now, but she still goes on it like every now and then. And I've got a soft spot for Minecraft, but for all the game is about creativity. This looks insanely uncreative.
Well, that's it. Because the thing is, you can't take something that is about the player's creativity and then go, "Hey, look, this is it. This is everything you want." Right? That is nothing I want.
Yeah, that's not how I play it, bitch.
Yeah. It just seems like a bad idea.
Do you know what I also think might be a bad idea?
What?
Keanu Reeves voicing Shadow the Hedgehog.
It's an odd one, isn't it?
He sounds like he is just reading out those lines now.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds like it sounds too much like it's Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Which I know sounds weird because it kind of is Keanu Reeves, but it sounds too much like he's kind of gone for something and they've gone, no, we need people to know it's you.
But at the same time, I watched this with lots. Minute Shadow came up on the screen, she was like, "Shadow," and was into it, like really, really into it. Coming out at Christmas, it is going to be fascinating to see how this does against Lion King, Mufasa, the thing no one asked for. Yeah. But it's nice for Barry Jenkins to get a paycheck. And I don't know, there's a part of me that's like, in the US anyway, does Sonic the Hedgehog gross more than The Lion King?
I think there's a possibility. And how well did the other two do? The other two did really well, didn't they?
Yeah, because like the first one came out just before COVID. It was like, it squeaked in with like a few weeks at the box office before everything shut down. How did 2 do? That would be interesting.
Yeah. So the Hedgehog 2 did 405 million.
Worldwide, yeah, of course it's worldwide. Yeah.
And that was, it was out of COVID, but I don't think it was as out of COVID as we are now.
No, exactly that. What was that then? 2022, yeah. And summer?
Yeah, August.
Yeah, so things were still...
April, May, I think it was. April, May.
Yeah, okay. So things were like still just spinning back up.
December's a good idea for this.
Yeah. I think it's really, really smart.
Yeah, because like I say, it was early in the year. It was like February, wasn't it? February.
Yeah, the first one was February. Yeah, it was that and Bad Boys were like the 2 last massive films before COVID.
That Bad Boys and Bloodshot,
which I'll be talking about in what we watched.
I should say that. But yeah, December 20th. That just feels clever.
That and Mufasa, and it's cool as well to see 2 big kids. Like, even maybe they're thinking Lion King's going to be a little bit more 4 quadrant. I don't know, but just seeing big kids films at the cinema at Christmas, because we didn't get that last year.
No, I think it is good for like family films. I am not fussed in any way about Mufasa at all.
God no.
But I mean, I will happily over Christmas go and watch Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Like that. That'll be one where, like, I'll say we'll go to the little Christmas teepee thing that's across the road from the cinema.
Get a bit fucked up on mulled wine and then go watch
Have
Sonic.
a couple of mulled wines and then go and watch Sonic.
It's a good idea, that.
That's a good time.
Yeah,
Probably get a taxi home.
Oh, we could just stay at Claire's.
We could just see if we could stay at Claire's.
We've got a little bolt hole in Beverley we have the option to use sometimes, don't we?
Yeah, if nobody's Airbnb-ing it at the time.
Night bitch. Yeah. She better turn into a fucking dog. It better not just be a fucking analogy. She needs to turn into a dog.
Yeah, she needs to turn into a dog, otherwise if you get like an hour into this and she doesn't turn into a dog, then it instantly becomes a 1-star movie.
If this turns into Strays in the second half, it will be one of cinema's great achievements.
It will literally be, Amy Adams, we are forgiving you for the past 5 years of your career.
Totally. It does.
It's has anybody had a drop off like Amy Adams without having a scandal involved?
Yeah, bizarre choices. I mean, Disenchanted should have been a slam dunk, and somehow it wasn't.
Yeah,
it's remarkable how they fumbled that ball.
It really is. It's that they fucked up in every way.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know, I saw a quote, I think, out of Marielle Heller saying, for women it's a comedy, for men it's a horror film.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Is that
yeah.
Amy Adams?
Yeah.
In these screenshots, it looks like a different Amy, let's say.
Oh, I see what you mean. I mean, look, I rate Marielle Heller. Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret was great.
Yes.
Can You Ever Forgive Me was great. At least for me. So I rate her. I like her vibe. Amy Adams better fucking turn into a dog in this, otherwise we riot.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be. I just don't want it to be an analogy. It can, in the universe of the film, obviously, like we get what they're going for. The trailer fucking smashes that gong. It's about how women are underappreciated, which is, yeah, totally, absolutely. I'm worried that the film is going to be screaming at me for a couple of hours, and I need a bit of. Yeah, but she does actually turn into a dog and bites people's nuts off or something. Like I need that.
Yeah. Yeah. Otherwise you're gonna feel duped.
Yeah, I came here for Night Bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is a great name, by the way. Fantastic name for a film.
Yeah. Only if she turns into a dog.
Only if she turns into a dog.
Yeah.
She's not going to.
No. I think she might.
God, I hope she does.
I'm going to believe. Smile 2.
Didn't see this, because, it's Smile 2. I'm going to go see it. It's going to be creepy. But, yeah, how is the new trailer?
It looks like it's a little bit different to Smile, which is good.
Bigger budget, baby.
Yeah, and it looks like what it's done is it's using that budget to kind of go, right, we want to tell a similar story, a continuation of the story, but we want to do it in a different visual style. Like, the first one was very good, but it was very pensive and quite creepy. This feels like it's got a little bit more fun to it.
Okay.
It looks like it's going to be a little bit zanier, but still be quite fucking gnarly.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm up for Smile 2. What else have we got?
And then that guy's doing the remake of Possession with Robert Pattinson.
Which is a really... I mean...
It's a cool idea, that.
Cool idea, yeah. It is. And I love how Robert Pattinson is very much like, he's been saying for years how Possession is one of his favourite films as well.
He's a good egg, is that Pattinson?
Yeah. I always find it quite comforting when you have people who work in movies that actually really like movies. And it probably is more often than not. But, like, sometimes, like, when you see people talking about actors, directors and bits like that, talking about movies, and they're not talking about their own movies, and it's just, like, it's quite cool listening to what they actually like, and it being quite varied.
Have you seen all the discourse this week regarding, like, what Winona Ryder said about one of the things that frustrates about working with young actors and actresses is that they don't watch movies anymore?
Did you read the full interview?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think she came across like that. I thought she was... I thought it cut across what she meant a little bit.
Yeah. But I think... Because, like, the kids that she was sort of specifically referencing have all separately kind of... Not all. A lot of them have separately come out and said, nah, don't really.
Is it that's the what is it though? The Stranger Things kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like any of those kids anyway though.
I don't mind some of them.
One was that weird triangle face kid, isn't it?
See, I could see you would be a film watcher.
I remember watching his
While he's
Letterboxd.
like killing cats and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I his Letterboxd favourite fours was quite decent.
But what's her face?
What?
Millie Bobby Brown Bon Jovi has come out and said before, whenever I get recommended films, I immediately check the runtime, like how long do I have to sit here for?
Is that what she actually said that?
Pretty much that.
Fuck
yeah.
off.
I mean, I'm not directly verbatim quoting, but it was.
I mean, I go off the fact that every single body that has worked with Millie Bobby Brown has said the same thing about her. That she's a pain in the ass. And I think the only interview I've ever seen with her was that one with one of her co-stars from the What Is It, and she basically was like just being an absolute dick, and you could see him just visibly getting more irritated by her.
Right.
To the point of where he literally just he puts his hand over his microphone and just puts his head in his hands and just starts like just saying something under his breath to himself. And it's great. There's like a video of it saying you can literally see the moment that he stops giving a shit about what she's saying. And he just keeps on looking over to clearly like somebody who's near them with this look of, can we stop now, please?
But yeah, no, I mean, like, I'm just, yeah, man, like, the younger generation, like, you know, film is not at the centre of the pop culture, and now we're seeing that with people going into their 20s. You know,
I think it's definitely. I've been surprised from working with people, again, a mass amount of people that are between the ages of 17 and like 19, because that's a lot of what I work with there. I am surprised at how much this new generation is watching movies in compared to the last one.
Yeah, I think it comes and goes in cycles.
It definitely comes and goes because they're talking to me constantly about films,
about movies.
Yeah. And it's quite heartening. Like, and as well, I was talking to one of them, and he's a kid who.
sorry.
Bless you. And I asked him and said, "Oh, have you seen Deadpool?" And his first response was, "Nah." He said, "Can't be arsed with all the comic book movie stuff." I was like, "All right. What have you seen recently?" And he was like, "I haven't been at cinema for like a couple of months because there's not been that much on. But did you see that first Omen?" I did actually, Adam. Yes. And the thing is, if you'd have like lined up everybody in our shop and said these like ranked them in like people who would have seen the first Omen, Adam would have been towards the back end of nowhere. And he was like. Then he just started talking to me about it, like horror films and how him and his mates like have like box movie nights. It's where they'll get like all of the, and they've got a real system. They got a CX, right? And they buy it on DVD like a box set between the lot of them of like the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, and get them. He said, get like a $5.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea, actually.
Just like Bex has just sent over the Millie Bobby Brown quote. I mean, it's pretty. It's got a great last bit. People come up to me and say, "You should definitely watch this movie. It would change your life." Brown said at the time. I'm like, how long do I have to sit there for? Because my brain and I don't even like sitting for my own movies. That feels like a cell phone.
I mean, I can understand not wanting to sit there for one of her movies.
Yeah, no, I to be honest, Millie, I'm with you when it comes to Enola Holmes.
Yeah. Did everyone know there's an Enola Holmes too? Because I don't even think Netflix do. What else have we got trailer-wise?
I think that was it for me, dude.
Yeah, I think that's it for me. Yep. Trying to see if there's anything that I'm missing.
You just want to avoid talking about kinds of kindness.
No. I'm ready to fucking go with Kinds of Kindness. Right, Kinds of Kindness.
Oh, God.
Apparently, it's an absurdist anthology film, which is made up of 3 parts.
Yep.
The death of RMF. RMF is flying, and RMF eats a sandwich. It's directed by old horny Yorgi boy. And it has pretty much the same cast throughout each one. Emma Stone, Jesse Plemons, Willem Dafoe, Margaret Qualley, Hong Xiao, Joe Alwyn, Mamadou Athie, and yeah, they're the repeat people.
Repeat peeps.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question before we get into this? Oh no, we'll do the plot. Well,
I'm not going to do the plot.
okay. If this was 4 hours long, would you have watched it?
If it was 4 hours long.
Say it was 4 hours long, would you have watched it and given it a go?
Wait, it was the same. What? All right, Millie Bobby Brown, calm down.
No, same format. It's just a new Yorgos Lanthimos movie. It's got this cast. It's 3 hours 44 long instead of 2 hours 44.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, if it was a limited series of 4 1-hour episodes that are exactly the same fucking content,
I knew this is where you were going.
would you have watched them?
No.
I would have preferred this as 4 1-hour episodes.
Listen, I am thoroughly aware of the fact that makes zero fucking sense.
This is 3 episodes of a limited series put together.
You're
It's
right.
even got fucking credits between them.
I mean, look at that one. Now what we've been watching.
Oh God, that's not me. That is a surreal experience.
Oh.
But yes, I see your point. Now, I'm also even going to suggest we review them individually.
Oh,
Sure.
Sort of like as if they were separate episodes, you mean?
A little bit, yeah.
You're both just bags of fetid dicks at this point. You just need to get over your TV shit.
Fucking a bag of fetid dicks.
Yes.
I don't think I
watches
deserve
TV.
that. He might.
No, but he just said he wouldn't have watched it if it was TV.
Because it wouldn't have made sense.
It fucking would have made more sense than this.
I disagree.
This is just binge watching 3 episodes of a TV series.
No, I disagree.
Right.
So the first one, which is effectively Jesse Plemons plays a guy whose entire life is being dictated by Willem Dafoe's character, down to what he can eat, what he can wear, when he has to fuck, and
Whether he's allowed to have a baby.
everything. And then he refuses to do something.
Spoiler alert, guys.
Yeah,
He's
all
not.
spoilers.
All spoilers. Come on.
He
Yeah.
refuses to do something, and that gets him out of the circle. Only does it? Ian, what did you think to this?
I know we usually go round, but I kind of feel like maybe with like the change in general format, with the maybe we just have a kind of overall discussion. I mean, basically for me, this was. I don't think I enjoyed much of Kinds of Kindness, but in terms of engagement and appreciating it, this was the one I appreciated the most.
I'd agree with you on that.
Yeah, I really like this episode. I'm sticking with it.
No, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, it felt like it was the most coherent and the most I know what story I want to tell out of the 3 of them. Like the second one, it's like it kind of feels like it starts making its point and then it just keeps on and keeps on until it ends. And the third one, I actually think got away from Yorgos and the co-writer. This one felt like its own sustained. It knows what it's doing, beginning, middle, and end. And you both said it was like your. And I mean, it's an interesting one. Like, do you think if this was the third one, would it still be your favourite? Because I wonder whether by the end of it, I mean, I watched the first episode on Monday night, and I watched the other two last night. And I wonder whether watching it in isolation made me appreciate it more. Because by the end of the whole thing, I was just like, new rating, I'm too old for this shit. Maybe I wouldn't have said that after it like with just the first one, though.
I think the fact that the second one is the weakest.
Yeah, it's not just a series of diminishing returns, it's the middle one.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a shit sandwich, isn't it?
Yeah, that's fair.
I think...
Although this weird dog society where you just get to eat loads of chocolate sounds pretty fucking tight.
But
that was a good monologue. Sorry.
Do you think... And it had the funniest line of the film. The line the cop says...
Oh, yeah.
He's weird. Like, he doesn't know how to deal with suspect. Look at him, sat there with that guy. Like, they've just had a one-night stand and he's trying to work out how to tell him he loves him.
Like, they've just fucked for the first time.
Fucked for the first time and he's trying to tell him he loves him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he just looks at that. That's a great line.
Yeah.
But that's the one that I felt like it got away from him a little bit. That felt a little bit like... I don't know what you're trying to do now other than just be a bit weird.
The second one?
Yeah.
I feel like with the others, there's a... Like, it seems to know... The other two seem to kind of know where they want to get to.
Sure.
And kind of what they want to say, whereas this one just seems to be a little bit more... This is the vibe we want to give, but we don't really know what to do with that. Because it does feel a bit like you get to the end of it and you're like, right, okay.
I think for me...
Although that imagery at the end with dead Emma Stone in the scene, the liver next to her, and live, real Emma Stone.
Dancing.
No, hugging him in the doorway.
The end of the second one.
Yeah. Is really quite good.
It's quite cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think the thing is, just speaking holistically, and we'll get more into the individual bits again in a second, like the first one felt very much like a Black Mirror episode made by grown-ups. And then the end one felt very much like, alright, Yorgi boy, we've all seen David Lynch films. You're doing a good job. And then the middle one just felt a bit... Blech.
It was just like the third one, the whole being kicked out of a society thing. It was very similar to the first one in that regard, and like how do I get back in thing, which the second one doesn't really do that at all. I mean, it's like how do I get this person back as opposed to back in, I suppose, but. Yeah, that third one I didn't really click with what was going on with the finding the twin and resurrecting that guy and what that had to do with anything else. But at the same time, I enjoyed Emma Stone peeling around in that purple car driving like a fucking maniac. That just made me laugh every time she did it.
You were the same in that way, Max.
Yeah, hell of a car.
Yeah, that was great.
That's it. It's, I mean, overall, it's way too long. But then again, I think if you quite literally could lift out the middle bit and have just it be those two stories.
But then you also wouldn't get, for me, the funniest moment in the entire thing where he's like, "Can we watch the video?" It's like, I don't think that's a good idea. And he kind of like guilt trips them into watching the video. And I was like, "What's on this video? What's on this video?" Oh, it's just all of them fucking.
The thing is, I literally turned around to Bex when he was setting up the video and just went, "It's a sex tape." And Bex was like, "Yeah, it probably is." And the only reason why I thought that it's a sex tape is because it's Yorgi boy.
Yeah.
It's just the way that Jesse Plemons is like so forlorn and like so like, oh please, like it would really make me feel better. It's that.
I think Mamadou Athie deals with it. Is perfectly acting where he's like, could you at least like turn it down a little bit?
Yeah, that's that. I mean, that's the thing. It's like I found the whole experience like weirdly depressing, but just depressing. But every now and then there are just bits like that I really enjoyed. I don't know. I wonder now if I went back to The Killing of a Sacred Deer now. Because I watched it once. It was in the cinema, and it was one of my films of the year, and it was on like Mark's worst of for people who haven't listened to the show that far back. I wonder now if I watch Killing of the Sacred Deer, and I'd be like, oh fucking hell, this is just too much.
I think an issue that I have persistently had with Yorgi that I'm kind of moving away from a little bit now is he feels a little bit at points, and I think Kinds of Kindness had it at a few points. I just think he's got better at handling it. Is he feels like some of his dialogue and some of the obsessions with showing nudity and being sexually graphic there are a bit like him going, look at this, you're uncomfortable, aren't you? And I'm going, not really, no, I'm fine. It's a bit weird, actually. You feel a little bit weird. But then I think the more I've seen him in like interviews, and he just seems like a really quite nice guy.
Yeah.
Like, he seems like he'd be quite a fun hang. Like, it wouldn't be a zany night or anything like that, but you'd have a couple of good pints with him, and you'd chat some good shit, and it'd be fine. But
I mean, sorry, go on.
But he's got this thing, and I think like, and Killing the Sacred Deer, Lobster was worse with it. I think it was just. It felt like it was staging things and saying things to just basically say things to try and poke the bear. But I was a bit like, I'm not that impressed. I am full Shania Twain song at you. Whereas now, I've been impressed by his other bits. So it doesn't feel like he needs to prove himself, I think, a little bit less with this. They've still got the constant references to sex for no reason. The Jesse Plemons bit where he's on the bench with at the hospital with Angers, where he's saying, I don't think that man's not your husband. My wife, she was there, and she, her shoes don't fit, and she asked me to fuck her in my uniform. It's like, yeah, people don't talk like that.
No.
There's still that little bit in him that he's a bit like,
juvenile.
It's a bit juvenile. It's a little bit like that, and it's a bit. Come on,
grow up.
Come on. You are literally better than this because we've seen it.
Tell me what the third one was about.
Third one, it's essentially a cult that is almost, I think, kind of known. I think it's not really an on the fringes cult. I think it seems to be more that it's an elevated society.
Right.
Because the people outside it seem to know about it. And they're looking for this person that can effectively bring people back to life, and a healer for it.
Yeah.
Like that, and yeah, that's it. Don't think it needs to be about much more. I don't think there's any of them really about that much.
Well, I think overall, like, the overarching theme is the lengths people will go to maintain their status quo and their relationships.
Yeah.
Like, that's the overarching theme.
Yeah.
Like, how much stupid shit will people do for people they love? Will they murder a man at an intersection, cut out their liver, etc.? Murder a twin. No, she murders herself in the fucking swimming pool, doesn't she?
Yeah.
That bit's fucking horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't great. Because she'd already kind of knew that she was, this healer woman.
Yeah, but to fulfill the requirements. the twin had to be dead
Yeah.
for her to be the healer.
Yeah. And then she just gets a yacht and to fuck Willem Dafoe.
Yeah. But then she gets vehicular manslaughter.
Yeah,
by
it's not.
Stone.
Yeah. It does not go well.
No. Doesn't.
No.
Yeah, that was a weird post-credits, wasn't it? Because you get, like, the credit bit, and then her, like, crashing into that thing, and then it's, like, the end credits.
Yeah, and then you get RMF eating a sandwich. There's a mid-credits.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, basically,
really?
It's just a guy sat outside a diner, and he goes to start eating a sandwich, and he goes to put ketchup on his fries, and you know occasionally that thing that to come out of ketchup squirty bottles do, where it for some reason it squirts outside.
Yeah.
It squirts outside and goes up his top, and you just get a close-up of him just basically smearing ketchup all over himself.
Really?
Yeah. It's a good-looking movie, to be fair.
Yeah, it is.
It's a really good-looking movie. I liked the visual style of 1 and 2. I didn't like it as much of the middle one, but I didn't think it was a bad visual styling. I just felt it was trying to tell quite a claustrophobic story, and it felt quite claustrophobic, and I didn't click with that and vibe with that as much. Whereas I did vibe with the openness. It's quite nice seeing movies that are majoritively shot in daylight, because often movies try and hide things by shooting them at night instead.
Yeah.
You know, you can have sort of the idea of having less extras and bits like that by having them shot at night. It's easier sometimes to light shooting at night and things like that, because you don't have to worry about shadows, effects, etc. And so, but I like that. I like the fact that it was quite open, and it was a bit weird, but not too weird.
Yeah.
I don't think any of it was that weird.
No, it's very watchable.
Yeah. But the thing there is, if I'd gone to see it at the cinema, I wouldn't have been disappointed. I'd have come out of it going, fuck it, go on then, yeah. Which is kind of where I'm at with it. Is, fuck it, go on then.
Yeah, I thought its worldview was quite bleak, and it was like, I'm not in the headspace for that at the moment. You know, been working some long days lately, and to then settle down and watch this over the course of a couple of evenings is not necessarily what I would naturally go to.
It's certainly not escapism, and I don't think there's anywhere near a story enough in any of them to drag you into it and be able to kind of let you relax down into it.
No, but there's some funny stuff. And I mean, like, I was joking about the new rating. You know, I do think it's definitely not shit. It's decent. I am a little bit like, why does it exist? You know, just Yorgi boy just needed to tell those 3 stories, did he? You know.
Yeah, but I
fair enough.
I kind of like. I like it more that it doesn't have any form of deeper meaning. That it's just, do you know what? I've got this time. I've got a bit of excess budget left over. I've got these people. Fuck it. I've got these few stories, and let's go for it. Let's do it, and let's make a movie.
My issue is, right, and you referenced Black Mirror earlier.
Yeah.
You rip Charlie Brooker for not being able to make a full film, so he just made Black Mirror episodes. Well, that's what Lanthimos has done here.
But Lanthimos has made film movies. Charlie Brooker's... Has he ever written a film movie?
But what he's done here is he's had 3 flimsy stories that he can't had out enough to make a film.
Yeah, but he's written an anthology movie, but his next thing will be a full movie. Whereas my problem is with Charlie Brooker is he'll do a 6-run series of Black Mirror. One of them will be good, one of them will be alright, but the internet will love, and then the rest will be filler, and people will call him a genius.
I don't think any of them are particularly filler.
Oh, I've tried watched a few, but even you said a few of them are fillery. I've only actually enjoyed one, to be fair.
Have you watched many more than one?
Yeah, you've never watched loads.
That sounds fake.
The one that I watched that I enjoyed was that, what is it, one with Wyatt Russell in it?
That is good.
Gamer one.
Playtest.
Yep, that one.
Yeah.
That San Junipero was fine. It just, I think that the problem with San Junipero is it was nowhere near as good as everyone was shouting at you it was.
Yeah.
But I actually really quite enjoyed Kinds of Kindness the more I think about it.
Yeah.
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 I like the fact that Jesse Plemons' hair got shorter as the movie went along.
Well, that's true.
And so, yeah.
I thought he was actually really, really strong in this.
Plemons, and I think I said this to you while we were watching it, Plemons is great because he can basically play two types of characters. Mildly threatening or pathetic. And he gets to play, like, pathetic in two of them. But he also then gets to have mildly threatening bits in one of them.
Mm.
It's quite... He's really good. Emma Stone's very good in each of them. And Margaret Qualley's great in all of them.
She's giving real Emma Roberts in the last one.
There is an element to Emma Roberts-y-ness to her in the last one, yeah. Yeah. I enjoyed the fact that she only wore that she basically just wore a short silk dressing gown for the entirety of the first one, and that's all she wore, even when she was at the hospital.
Yeah. Yeah, she did, yeah.
Because when you saw the hospital, you saw him walking out, I was like, oh, please have her just walk out in the same bit, and then she did, and I was like, that's great. Well played. I really dug that. It would have lost a star if she'd have had a different outfit in that segment. But yeah, I'm definitely not shit. I think I'm 4 out of 5. It's probably not going to trump my top 10 of the year, but I think it's probably one of those ones where I'm going to have enjoyed it more than most.
I really liked it. It's definitely not shit from me.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
I think I'm now at the point where I'm just like, I'm very much in the canon for Yorgi Boy now.
Yeah.
I think I might go back and watch some of the earlier ones just to see if they now click with me. Now I've kind of got his vibe a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth having a look at. I think it's possibly more that he's matured as a filmmaker, though.
I think there's an element to that as well. But, you know, I think it'd be... I think it's... There's no harm in giving it a go.
I aren't rewatching The Fucking Lobster.
Well, I might rewatch that without you then. I'll do that while you're playing Controlling Alan Wake.
What are we doing? What? Hang on. What order did we decide on?
Alan Wake, Control, Alan Wake 2.
That's fine.
Yeah. Right. Ian, what have you been up to?
Okie dokie. So, I won't bore on about it, but Don and I have been gobbling up The Bear like no one's business. The episode Forks is one of the best bits of content I've seen in years. And the episode before it, Fishes, one of the most stressful fucking things. I love The Bear. I've heard season 3's not as great, but that's fine because right now it's an absolute banger. Even if season 3's only like 2/3 of what seasons 1 and 2 are, that'll be great. But yeah, The Bear. I don't know if people have heard of it. I just. Okay, in terms of movies,
very quickly though, I genuinely wish I liked The Bear as much as everybody else seems to. It's like I didn't like it. It's just I think The Bear proves to me, Becky, that my brain isn't wired for TV.
No, but I like TV and I don't like The Bear. Every single character is just fucking unlikable. And I just don't want to spend my time with that.
Richie's great. Richie rules.
Is Richie the cousin?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a dickhead though, isn't he?
I couldn't stand him.
I mean, like, I'm halfway through season 2.
Oh, so it gets good halfway through season 2.
No. I think The Bear's good from the off, but he's got some layers to him as Richie. So yeah. Anyway, there we are. Okay, in terms of movies, I only got a few actually. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, because lots wanted to watch it and then proceeded to not pay attention through much of it, and I'm not surprised. That film is fun when there are fantastic beasts and they're finding them, which is increasingly becomes not as much of the film as it goes on, and I'm given to understand that's what happens with the second two as well, really.
God, there's been two, aren't there? There's been three Fantastic Beast films.
Yeah, there were supposed to be 5, but it looks like they've cut it off at 3, so we should all be thankful, I think. But yeah, it's good when it's fun. When it's just trying to be a Harry Potter prequel, it's really not good at all. Eddie Redmayne, innocent. I quite like him in this. But yeah, there we are. Nobody has to say anything about that. As I mentioned earlier on, I rewatched Bloodshot because it was on Netflix. I quite like Bloodshot.
It had one of the best sequences of, if I'm remembering it correctly, of that year. And it was Toby Kebbell dancing a psycho killer.
Yeah. And the good thing about that, and they do call this out in the film, but like, spoiler alert for Bloodshot, that is essentially a simulation, and it's been made by... Guy Pearce's bad guy character actually comments, like, we've let you do one of these simulations, and, you do the dancing psycho playing psycho killer, how original. Because when you're watching that sequence, it is a bit like, it's a bit much, isn't it?
The thing is, I think you are watching it, it's a bit much, but Toby Kebbell is selling it to me.
Yeah, he is. And then when you see him later on, where like Vin Diesel like ambushes like his car, and he's a completely different character, it is like, oh, that's interesting. Okay, but look, it's nicely gnarly at points. It earns its 15. But as I said on Letterboxd, Vin Diesel is a fucking sponge. He just wants to look cool.
Yeah.
And like, that's all this film is how can we make Vin Diesel even cooler than he already is? Yeah.
It is, and the issue with like the Fast movies recently has been, it's anybody who pulls focus from Vin Diesel then gets pissed off with and doesn't invite back again.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, what's going on with that next Fast film as well? I mean, that's a point. Like, that was a cliffhanger, and then Louis Leterrier's like, oh yeah, we're going to scale it back in the next one. It's like, oh no, man, you made your fucking bed. And it kind of feels like Universal are just like, we don't want to spend this money.
Yeah.
But Vin Diesel's like, we have to. So...
It's out in like 2 years. Which I know sounds like a long time. But it's not actually that long.
It just... That film kind of landed with such a thud.
Yeah.
That, because I believe it disappointed commercially as well, and obviously all the production trouble. Yeah, Big Vin. It's interesting because actually I'll mention I listened to the audiobook of The Last Action Heroes. And written by Empire editor Nick Dissemulin. Really, really good audiobook. And the whole kind of like they tell this story of like Schwarzenegger reading the script of Terminator 2 and being like, I don't kill anyone. And my fans are not gonna like this. I don't kill it. And James Cameron had to kind of like earn his trust there. And it feels like Diesel needs to work with a filmmaker who will be like, no, look, I'm just going to lay down the law here. This is what we need to do in order to ... And it feels like Diesel doesn't, he's not in a lot of stuff. Like they've just started shooting the 4th Riddick film. And like he's doing that because he's a producer on it. Him and Toohey basically made that character, and it's like, I'm Vin Diesel, I can do what I want. This film's not going to cost that much, so I can do what I want. And he needs a James Cameron.
Yeah.
Or like just a figure he respects who will tell him, no, we're doing it this way, instead of Justin Lin quitting Fast X 2 weeks into filming.
And the thing is, the reason why Riddick, the new Riddick movie, is getting made is because it was part of his deal to do F9, Fast X, and however they're going to do Fast 11.
Yeah. So yeah, Bloodshot, but I quite like it. I think it's visually interesting. Lamont Morris, good comic relief. I enjoy him in the second half of the film. So yeah. Okay, Borderlands. It's fine. I feel like if it came out at a different time of the year, it would have made more money, and it wouldn't have been the big old bomb that it turned out to be. It's fine. The characters are all right. I quite liked Ariana Greenblatt as Tiny Tina. I thought she was all right, actually. Kevin Hart's not
well sold for it. Like, she's properly into it.
Yeah. No, totally. Like, she's giving it some good welly. Kate Blanchett that is just a, what are you doing here? It's distracting.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, like, not in it as much as I thought he was going to be, and it is an odd mishmash. It feels like it needed to be R-rated to really. It's odd that it's a 12A, just because like those games are quite feral and puerile, but in a kids can't play this way. So it's odd that they went in that direction with this, but I think it's fine. I think it doesn't necessarily deserve to lose all the money it's losing. No. Neither does The Crow. Lionsgate, terrible fucking August for them. Holy shit.
Yeah, it did not go well, did it?
Anyway, Borderlands is fine. Fuck, that's it for me. Yeah, there we are.
Cool. Bex, what have you been watching? Anything solo?
One.
Go on then.
I watched Practical Magic.
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
Yes. I don't know, I saw someone reference it on one of the social medias and realised I'd never seen it, and it was probably a bit of a faux pas as someone who has
a
uterus to have not seen Practical Magic, so I figured I should probably watch it. It's a real fucking weird one. Like, you would not put Nicole Kidman and Sandra Bullock together.
No, they don't seem like they'd be mates.
I feel like if they were both at the same awards show, they'd probably just completely blank each other. They don't seem like similar people. Yeah.
Like as they walk together, they just kind of like have to split away.
Like, Sandra Bullock seems like she's quite cool. Like, I reckon Sandra Bullock could be
Bullock, eh?
maybe not a good pint, but she'd be a good bottomless brunch, wouldn't she?
I think Sandy B's a great pint.
I don't reckon she drinks pints.
I think Sandy B's a great pint. I think Nicole Kidman is a terrible pint.
Have you seen Sandra Bullock's, like, general aesthetic? That woman does not drink beer. Clear spirits all the way.
I am going to destroy what you just said.
Whereas Nicole Kidman seems like she'd be just a bit of a dick.
She's a fucking nasty drunk after a couple of bottles of white wine, is Nicole Kidman.
I reckon
she used to be married to that guy.
Right.
A guy literally called Jesse James.
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy drinks pints.
No, he looks like he drinks neat vodka.
Nah. You're wrong on this one.
Angrily. But anyway. Yeah, they just don't seem like... Although maybe like 1998 Nicole Kidman was more fun.
No.
But like they just don't seem like they would move in each other's circles, and it's just real weird that they're playing sisters in this.
I think that Nicole Kidman stopped being fun once hair straighteners became commercially available.
She's got some curly hair going on in this though.
There's still a straightened fringe though, isn't there? literally looking at it right now.
But
It's not the Frizz, is it?
No.
We're not BMX Bandits, are we?
But Diane Weiss and Stockard Channing are real good fun in this. Aidan Quinn as the love interest is fucking weird.
Aidan Quinn had a long period of being the love interest in things. Apart from in... which one was it? Was it Legends of the Fall or River Runs Through It? One of them? Where he basically gets cuckolded by his brother, who's played by Brad Pitt.
I genuinely, right, until you just showed me a picture of Sandra Bullock's ex-husband,
Yeah.
I would have said she would not look twice at this man. But obviously she's got a thing for ugly guys, so that's fine.
Aidan Quinn was an 80s to 90s, like... What is it? If he would have been on Grey's Anatomy if that had happened before it did.
Right, this is going to sound really mean, and it is.
Yeah, go on.
He's a chunky fucking chonk, though, isn't he?
Was he a chonk in that?
He's a bit chunky.
Was he? He wasn't normally, you see.
No?
He was a
Show me a picture of him not a chonk, because he is in that picture.
Carry on talking.
Yeah, it's fun enough, but it feels like a kid's film, but it's not. Like, it's got all this shit about, like domestic abuse, basically. Like, he tries, the guy that, like, spoiler alert for a billion-year-old film, but, like, this guy is, like, a serial killer that they've taken out accidentally and then brought back to life accidentally. But, so, like, it's got, like, weighty themes, but then it's just real fucking da-da-da, magic, woo! It's really, like, totally, it's all over the place.
So it becomes, like, Bewitched, like, halfway through.
No, not even halfway through. There's not, like, a line. It's just interspersed.
There's Aidan Quinn.
No, he's ugly, man.
Alright, fine, but I'm just saying, he's hardly, a big fella.
No. So yeah, that's all I watched on my own. It was fun enough. It was fine.
Cool.
I had a choice between that and the original version of, Speak No Evil, that I was going to watch. Completely different movies.
Just mildly, yeah. So Becky, we also watched Trap, didn't we?
Yeah, we fucking did.
Yeah. What did you think?
It's bonkers.
Yep.
Salika Night Shyamalan does not look like a real person.
No, she doesn't. That's a good point.
She looks like
She's got some alien eyes going on
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, she really
Becky,
does.
literally the first time you actually properly see her, where she's not performing, and she's like in the corridor bit, and she's saying, "Thank you for coming to my show," and like that. Bex literally grabbed my leg and went, "The fuck is wrong with her eyes?"
They're just too big, man. But yeah, it's having fun with itself, isn't it? Like, Josh Hartnett is comedy fucking gold in this movie.
I saw an article written this week where it was somebody arguing and saying there is not a single reason and not a single way anyone could convince me that Josh Hartnett shouldn't be nominated for an Academy Award for Trap. And I already thought, they're right. He's absolutely in on it at every point.
Oh yeah. It's just fun, isn't it? It's just funny, isn't it? Like I feel like he's just decided to play it for a comedy film.
But I also feel like M. Night Shyamalan's doing that as well. This isn't a film that is accidentally fucking schlocky and funny. Shyamalan is absolutely in on the joke.
And do you know what? Maybe that's why it works
It is.
better than a lot of Shyamalan movies do, is that it's just going, do you know what? Let's just have fun with it. Instead of trying to take itself too seriously.
Even down to the bit of where he has his little cameo, because he has to have his cameos in it, and he goes, "Yeah, I'm her uncle." And it's like, "Oh, yeah, sneaky fucker." No, you're not.
Yeah. And I like the fact as well that there wasn't, because, like, there's often, because everyone expects it from Shyamalan, there's a shoehorned in twist, even if it doesn't really need one. And there is a little bit with this, but not really. Like, the only kind of...
I'll spoil all the time.
The only kind of twist is that she was the one that tipped the police off.
I would say that there's a couple of mild twists. The other twist there is him basically going to her and going, "You're looking for me." That's a little bit of a...
It's not really a twist, though, is it? That's just
No, but
a
it's
desperate ploy of a man trying to get out of a situation that there is no way out of at
it
this
worked.
point. It did work. But yeah, the only kind of twisty shit is Alison Pill was the one that she knew and she tipped off the police.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like I'd probably turn to being a serial killer if that was my family. Because the daughter's real fucking annoying.
The daughter's very annoying. The boy, genuinely, I thought this when I first watched it, and I think I am now convinced about it, that boy looks like he's like he can't quite figure out that he's alive. Like he's shocked that he exists.
Doesn't he just cry and mouth breathe? Isn't that all he brings to the table?
No, honestly, he just looks confused by the fact that he exists. Like he's seeing everything for the first time.
Yeah.
A great film. Cannot wait for the sequel that we might not get.
Is there meant to be a sequel?
There better be a sequel.
How would they do a sequel?
I don't know. I don't care.
I do want Josh Hartnett to do more things.
Yeah. I want Josh Hartnett to do a track too, where it's just him deciding that he wants to fucking take down what's her name.
Yeah, because he gets away, doesn't he? Oh, the bit at the end when he fucking does his handcuffs and then just starts fucking laughing is beautiful.
And then plays his hair because it's Josh Hartnett. Of course, he's got to play this mad weird hair. What a picture!
Yeah, really enjoyed it actually.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, we watched Urban Legends Final Cut, didn't we? Yeah.
Remind me, does this end with a side-on shot of a nurse while the Alfred Hitchcock Presents music plays?
Yes.
Or brilliant.
Rebecca Gayheart just fucking wanders. What's his name from Die Hard out of the hospital?
Yeah. That's like the only thing I remember out of this was just that was a fucking weird ending.
The only bit you need to remember from it. It's not great, is it, Max?
It's not. It's better than.
What is it better than?
Yeah. It's better than Urban Legends Bloody Mary.
Because we also watched that.
Good.
The Kate Mara starring Urban Legends Bloody Mary that looks like it was shot on a Nokia 7250i.
It's like a shit knockoff Buffy episode, is this?
It really is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so bad. There's no Urban Legends in it.
Well, apart from the Bloody Mary legend, which it isn't even the Bloody Mary legend.
It isn't even the Bloody Mary legend. They've changed it.
It's just a woman called Mary that got killed at homecoming.
Yep. It's really date rapey. It doesn't need to be. It's really weird, and it's
they should have just done one of these.
It's 85
or they should have
minutes.
done the sequels better.
It's 85 minutes before credits.
Yeah.
And it feels like it's about 3 hours long. That felt longer than Kinds of Kindness.
Yeah.
It's not very good.
Yeah, it's really not. No.
And then our third one that we watched together. So we watched Sin City, didn't we?
Sort of.
Kind of. So we watched Sin City, the director's cut.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever seen the director's cut of Sin City? Ian?
I might have. I actually don't remember.
So, I had not seen the director's cut. I've since found out that this is a little bit of a fib. So it's supposed to have an additional 27 minutes of footage in it.
Right.
Do you know how many actual minutes of additional footage there are in it?
Is it whatever is making up the credits sequences between the episodes?
There is 3 minutes of additional footage.
Right.
In the actual whole film. The bit with Hartigan where he goes...
yes, back to the bar.
Back to the bar.
Yeah.
And the bit when Marv goes to his mum's.
Yeah, that is... Yeah, I haven't seen
so
that.
they're the only 2 additional bits in it. It's about
Right.
3 minutes. The rest of it is 5 minutes of just lies that weren't there. And then about 14 minutes of credits. Because there are credits at the end of every section, aren't there?
Yeah.
Like full-blown, full credits.
Wow.
So the actual normal theatrical cut intersperses the stories that make up the books.
Yes.
To make a coherent narrative.
Yeah.
This just keeps them separate.
Yeah, it's just the books. So, and I think it is book... If I remember correctly...
We've got the books.
We've got the books through there, yeah. I believe it is book 2, book 3 and book 5.
Right.
Of Sin City. And so like the first one is the Hartigan story.
Yes.
The second one is the Josh Hartnett one, isn't it? Which isn't really that long, probably about 8 minutes long. Which is actually the test footage that they shot to give to Miramax to get the film greenlit. And then the last one is the Marvel. Yeah.
It works better as the theatrical.
It works better as the theatrical.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
The last one isn't the Marvel one. The Marvel one's the third one, and then there's Dwight. Yeah.
R.I.P. Brittany Murphy.
Yeah. It's visually still fucking spectacular.
I do want to watch the theatrical again because I feel like we've watched it but not really.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. Visually, it is spectacular to look at. How cleverly done it is, and how good it looks. And this movie will be 20 years old next year.
Sure, why do you keep saying these things?
I'm just saying that if they were to make this now, it would look like garbage.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, what year was Dame to Kill For made?
It's quite a bit after, actually, I think.
Because it looks significant. Because we've started watching that, and we'll have a chat about that next week. But
it was like A Day to Kill For was 9 years later, so about 10 years ago now.
It looks significantly worse than the first one.
Yeah, it doesn't seem. I mean, Robert Rodriguez did seem to be in this. I think he was at his most
Rodriguez-y.
Yeah, he was at his creative
the height of his
peak.
powers.
Yeah, for that for sure. And I mean, the cast is insane. Jessica Alba, who was like a big fucking star at the time. But he's still Toro, Brittany Murphy, Clive Owen, Mickey Rourke is in there, Bruce Willis. But then even like people like Rutger Hauer and Carl Gugino, Michael Madsen turn up. It's just stacked.
She's fucking mint in this.
Who?
Carla Gugino. Considering how little she's actually in it.
Yeah.
The bit where they're where he finds her in the dungeon and she's gradually just kind of getting ramped up to the fucking scream.
The reveal of what is it?
Yeah.
And she's got an additional scene as well, hasn't she? You find out she's Hartigan's lawyer.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, real fucking good time. But watch the theatrical, don't bother watch the director's cut.
Yeah.
Because you're going to spend a lot of your time just watching credits and going, can we skip this? Skip. Yeah.
Does Robert Rodriguez do anything?
He's like TV now, doesn't he? Just from the Star Wars.
Oh, he does shit all the time. Like, he did Hypnotic last year, didn't he?
And he did another Spy Kid, didn't he?
Yeah, Spy Kids Armageddon.
Well, my Hypnotic shit, though.
What?
Oh, no, I mean, he completely just... Yeah, I mean, I think Alita Battle Angel is the only thing in, 10 years that has any real credibility to it at all.
Yeah.
Seems to do a lot of music videos.
And
for his fucking son's bands or whatever, probably.
Yeah, he really is trying to push the fact that it's the 10-year anniversary of Machete, and nobody cares.
Machete's shit.
How many of them did they do?
Machete just one, wasn't it?
No, Machete and Machete Kills.
Oh, it was one that did Machete Kills, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't
he go to space in that?
But I don't think it works as a film.
Yeah, because there was supposed to be a third one, which was a full-blown Machete in space, but he does, I think, in Machete Kills go to space.
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. I've got 2 solo watches.
Was that our joint watches?
I think so, yeah.
What about Bill Pullman?
Oh, fuck yeah, we've got that, haven't we? Where's that? Oh, there it is, yeah. Yeah.
You watched Bill Pullman.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
just watched him on
Just
a
watch Bill Pullman on
closed circuit TV.
a cam we've got set up.
Yeah.
The
It's pretty sweet.
methods. Yeah.
Trap style.
Yeah. Just in the bathroom.
Nice.
So Becky fancied watching some kind of voodoo shit.
Yep.
So we watched The Serpent and the Rainbow.
We did watch the
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Yeah. I really dig how Wes Craven is trying to make some kind of fucking Alan Parker, William Friedkin kind of movie, but he's also Wes Craven. And so he's I'm not going to say that either of those are better filmmakers than him. He's a different filmmaker to those two guys. And so what we get is The Serpent and the Rainbow, and it's fucking glorious.
Yeah. Do you know what? Narratively, it makes no fucking sense whatsoever.
Zero
but I had a
sense
really
whatsoever.
nice time with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not quite as good as the other voodoo movie that I suggested, because it's not got Lisa Bonet in it, but it was still a really good time.
It's not Angel Heart, no.
For a
But
movie that you claim to really like and really want to rewatch, every time I fucking suggest it, you're like,
every time you suggest it, it's like 11:15 at night.
perfect fucking time for a movie about voodoo
Don't we
with
got
Lisa
up at
Bonet's tits
6?
in it. Eh?
When you go up at 6.
Fucking man up.
Fucking pussy.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
isn't
shouldn't
it?
say that.
To be fair, you'd already be in bed before I suggested it.
I 100% would, because I like sleeping normally.
What I would say is Zake's Mokai.
Bad guy.
all time great bad guy performance.
Yeah.
He's so good.
So weird.
He's so creepy.
It's really fucking weird, isn't it?
He just keeps smiling, and then he's smiling as he's getting one of his henchmen to drive just a fuck off nail through Bill Pullman's scrotum.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, because obviously we watched Sin City within the same week as this, and there's quite a lot of dick trauma.
It's a lot of dick trauma
In
in
Sin
Sin
City.
City, yeah.
So it was at the forefront of like our minds, and we were watching this, and like they don't obviously show it going into his scrotal sack, but you know it's in the general
implied.
area. And I was like, is this more dick trauma? And Ma was like, no, it can't be. It must have been his leg. And then it is confirmed later that no, in fact it was
His scrotum.
his scrotum. Yeah. Dick trauma. It's been a week of dick trauma.
It's great. It's a Serpent and the Rainbow. It is bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers. With its mythology of... it tries to kind of be a little bit like it's this voodoo drug, and there's this drug company trying to create it because it'll help out, putting people under anaesthetic and all this lot. And it ends up just becoming this zany caper movie.
Well, it does. What I didn't love about it was, if you're going to do a voodoo movie, do a voodoo movie. Don't science the voodoo. I don't like the fact that it turns out that actually, they've made it out of fucking a dead priestess's brain and all this weird shit, but in fact what it just does is it stops everyone's vital signs for a period of X amount of hours, and then they come back, and the reason that they're like zombified is because they're buried underground and they have to make their way out. Like it sciences the voodoo, and I didn't love that. Just leave it as magic.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, great time with the Serpent and the Rainbow.
Bill Pullman is 100% fucking committed to the tone of this movie, and I love it.
Yeah.
Nice.
So as I said, I watched The Edge of 17, which is kind of fun, I suppose. It's a good movie that's kind of a bit of a tough watch, because you're essentially watching a 17-year-old girl going through effectively, like, she's had a bit of a breakdown because she can't cope with the loss of her father, and so she just spends the entire film lashing out at everything until she has this realization and it's her brother who gives the realization, and he's played by Blake Jenner. I don't think any relation to those. Who basically kind of points out to her, you're being a dick and using this as an excuse for being a dick. You're not the only person who lost someone, and then it kind of she has to have this like mental reset of, oh my god, I am a dick. And it's quite nice the fact that it has this thing where the film almost is telling you she's been a dick, and you're trying to make excuses. It's going, no, she's being a dick. They're all being dicks. The only person who's not being a dick in this movie is a brother.
Right.
But then you've got Woody Harrelson just being quite kind of fun and charming and trying to be like this supportive like teacher, but by basically just calling her on all of the bullshit. And I quite enjoyed it.
Fair.
I also rewatched Long Shot.
That movie's good.
Yep. Long Shot is fun. It's a fun movie that has that still has a fairly decent message in it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like you should that all this. It's a message that I think has actually grown more important in the 5 years since this.
Yeah.
Is you shouldn't just think that anybody who doesn't think what you think is a piece of shit, and that that there are pieces of shit out there, but we can have differences of opinions in some ways.
Yeah.
Like, not everybody who is a Christian is a piece of shit. Not everybody who is. But it shows you the good thing of what Long Shot does.
The only example you went with then was Christian.
Because, I mean, what Long Shot does is it actually shows you the pieces of shit and goes, these guys are the pieces of shit. Not your mate.
Yeah.
Who you actually know and you actually like. But it's also quite funny.
Good.
You also have, just Seth Rogen just constantly getting, just put down by June Down Raphael. Constantly in it. There's a great moment where she's trying to basically put across to Charlize Theron why it's bad optics her having a relationship with Seth Rogen. And so the first bit they use is she's like, we tested people by asking them, would you like it if Princess Di had a relationship with, and they pick out somebody fucking real, Guy Ferrari it is.
Right.
And she's like, fair enough, and she goes, oh, they pick somebody else out there. She goes, or if you, for instance, had a relationship with this potato in a colourful windbreaker. And she's basically, there's a picture of a potato, and it's the same windbreaker that Seth Rogen has throughout the movie. And it's just and she's even put a baseball cap on it as well.
Fair.
And it's good because you've got some really talented comedians being talented comedians around the central pair, but you also believe the central. I mean, Seth Rogen has a bit of a habit of writing movies or producing movies where he ends up with really attractive women. But you actually believe that he could end up having a relationship with this really attractive, quite powerful woman within this movie, because their actual central romance in it is really quite sweet.
Yeah.
It's
for sure.
Good time. It's Long Shot. I really, really enjoyed rewatching it. And the thing is, I remember at the time, Bob Odenkirk as the president felt silly and a little bit too silly. And now he doesn't.
That's worrying.
Now he feels do you know what? That guy might not be too bad.
Yeah.
I kind of prefer that guy who thinks that the presidency was a good springboard to him getting into movies. Yeah, good. Really good time with that Long Shot. I watched it as a lunchtime watch. Perfect. Yeah, perfect lunchtime watch. Yeah.
Good stuff.
That's it. That's what I've watched this week.
Good stuff.
Yeah, we do have questions, but I put them out on the Instagram. We don't have a poll because I accidentally put out a poll for the Crow by accident.
What?
When I was sort of doing it, I just got myself a little bit confused. So I do put up all the kinds of kindness.
I mean, we've got poll responses for.
But we have had responses for the Crow.
67% definitely not shit. 33% Geostar.
Oh, I've got it updated. I've got it 50-50 now.
Oh, wild.
I'm glad that no one thought that was shit.
yeah, fair.
And you're right.
Yeah, but we have had a couple of questions. So, Ethan Barr, what are the earliest films you remember your kids connecting with, or the earliest ones you connected with?
Me, Jurassic Park. Lottie, My Neighbour Totoro. Yeah, Totoro, huge, like huge. When she was a little bubba. But yeah, Jurassic Park. I don't actually remember really vibing with a film before that.
What be yours, Bex? What be Isabel's?
I'm just trying to think.
Because she really liked some of the early Ghibli stuff, but I think there was a bit before
She
that.
loved Spiderwick Chronicles.
She really did like Spiderwick Chronicles. I probably said that was one of the first that she really...
Yeah.
Yeah. And the whole...
Yeah, she probably watched that too young. That's
Yeah.
probably why she is the way she is.
Yeah.
Fucking horror nerd. Me, Never Ending Story, Labyrinth.
Labyrinth would be up there for me as a kid.
Legend probably would be up there.
Police Academy.
Formative, It.
Police Academy for me as well.
Yeah.
And I'm not even joking. I really like Police Academy. I watched that when I was way too young now I think about it.
One of my earliest movies that I remember watching like as a family is a Bond movie with a lair in a volcano, but I realise that's probably not narrowing it down that much.
Lair in a Volcano, Ian. Is it Moonraker?
You Only Live Twice.
Live Twice. What? You hit me and pointed at me. This sounds on a podcast. It's terrible.
Land Before Time,
Land Before Time with the fucking little dinosaurs.
where its mum dies.
Its mum dies and it just lays in its the paw from it.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's fucking.
Oh, and the cloud in the shape of its mum.
Fucking right. So I've got one for you. Right, Watership Down.
Oh.
Right, so for
I
anybody,
was allowed to watch that. As a
for
kid.
anybody who lives in the UK, there's two versions of Watership Down. Right, there is the Watership Down version that you got every Easter on TV. That used to play on a Sunday night at like 5:15, and then there's Watership Down the film. Now you could rent
Director's cut.
both
Yeah.
for that, and it would say TV version on the rental copy in big fucking letters. It'd say TV version across it. And for years it was my sister's favourite movie. For like years, like into adulthood, it was her favourite movie. So I bought her the DVD one Christmas, didn't I?
Did you do it on purpose?
I 100% did, yes. So I bought the DVD for Christmas.
Did you get the TV version?
No, I didn't. So on Boxing Day, I got a message from my sister on Boxing Day morning saying, "What the actual fuck?"
How old was she by this point though? You were buying her DVDs.
She was. It was when they're in the house they're in now. It was only about 10 years ago.
Fuck's sake, second, she didn't know.
She'd never seen it, no.
But she didn't know.
Nope.
How?
She'd never known. It just never crossed her field
She
of
never read
vision.
the book.
What? No.
Yeah, she doesn't strike me as a reader.
She's a big reader, actually, isn't she? But she never read the book because she's seen the movie.
Yeah, but she doesn't really strike me as a Richard Adams reader.
No, probably not. No. So yes, I got that, and she's like, and then I saw her a couple of days later. She's like, "What? I don't get why you do this." And then my mum clicked and went, "Wait a minute, you got a what? Oh, you didn't get the full version, did you?" It's like, I did, yes. It's like, that is evil. It's like, it's grim, isn't it? Because it is grim.
Yeah.
General Woundwort might be one of cinema's worst villains.
See, I don't think I've ever seen the sanitised version.
Oh,
I haven't seen the nice version.
It's like a really long episode of The Animals of Farthing Wood.
Animals of Farthing Wood's fucking brutal at points.
Not as brutal as that, or The Secret of Nim. That's a fucking brutal one as well.
You know, it is, yeah. Good though.
Huh?
Good.
Good though, yeah, very good. Right, we do have another question.
Plague Dogs is also very, very...
Plague Dogs is good.
What has Richard Adams got against animals?
I don't know. We did have another question. I can't seem to find it.
Fucking Instagram.
It is going to take a while for me to work out the exact intricacies of how we locate things on Instagram. Let me work it out. I'll find it.
Just do your hold music.
Don't want me. It was in reference to something, so where's it gone? Where's it gone? Right, let's see if I can find it some other way.
So when are you going to start Alan Wake, Ian?
In the next couple of days, I reckon.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Found it. Dylan Richards. I scared the total shit out of 4 students who had their phones out on full brightness all through the start of Alien Romulus. Right at the peak of the build of the tension, I stood up and banged on the top of their seats and yelled at them to put their fucking screens away. They jumped out of their seats. It felt good. What's the most rewarding you've had to tell people off in the screening?
Oh, see, I don't do that. I just fume silently.
In a screening...
Yeah.
I think it's different if you're a girl, though.
I don't know, like, once when I was a projectionist watching a film before my shift, a bunch of people, like, just being loud and me telling them to shut up, and they were like, why, what are you going to do? And I just looked at them, like, with my uniform on, was like, I work here, mate, I'll kick you out.
Nice. I mean, I've had a few, haven't I?
Yeah. I think the one that I've witnessed that was funniest with you was when someone in front of us, like, they were talking, and you just put your head through the seats and just went, shut the fuck up. But, like, in between their
Pretty
heads.
Good. Yeah.
That was good. I enjoyed that.
That was one, yeah. I was there a while as well, wasn't I?
Yeah, you were actually, yeah. See, I don't know whether it's because I'm a pussy or because I'm a girl and I'm afraid of repercussions from boys, but I would just fume silently and then try and move if I was on my own, or sick you on them. If I wasn't.
I had one recently. What did you see recently? Where there was like those 4 or 5 lads that were young lads and they were sat, and for the opening few minutes of the movie, they were just talking and like laughing at each other. And I had to lean over and go, "Do you guys want to maybe shut the fuck up a little bit?"
Yeah.
And then they didn't. There was not a fucking peep
No.
at all throughout the entire film. And the minute the credits came on, they just fucking ran away really quickly. The absolute peak though of this is Jordan McGrath. It's Jordan McGrath,
The Admiral.
the Admiral himself, right, at Fright Fest. And I need to get the guy's names right. So, we'd watched a film called Seasoning House, directed by Paul Hyatt. And it's a piece of shit. It's a terrible movie.
Yeah.
It's a bad movie and a nasty movie. He sat in front of us at Fright Fest. And then later on that night, we're watching another movie, and he will not shut up talking the person next to him throughout this movie. I think it might have been whatever that Jeffrey Dean Morgan one was, where his daughter kept on talking about her box. Or it might have been Sinister, actually. And Jordan just leaned over to him, because he was in front of Jordan, and just went, "We sat all through your movie. You can maybe shut up and sit through this."
No.
It was good.
"No, we sat through all your piece of shit movie. Maybe you can sit through this." And then sat back, and I was like, "George, you're the coolest fucking person."
Was that the same year that like Tim and Eric were there?
Yeah.
Were not at Fright Fest, but were at like they must have been doing something else, and we were at the pub, and Brad just like openly said to them that like essentially this guy here thought your film was shit.
He didn't even do that. He opened up the review on his phone and got Tim from Tim and Eric to read it.
Yeah. That was a weird weekend.
That was a weird weekend, yeah. That was that was the same one where I think we went to see Wolf Cop and that guy farted really loudly.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think it was the same one that I was staying at a hostel one night. It took me... No, that was it. I fell asleep in the front row of a midnight film because I was drunk and woke up and there was no one else there apart from one person cleaning the screen. So, obviously, I must have been snoring so fucking loud as well, and people just fucking walked... An entire cinema emptied out. It took me an hour to walk... 3 hours to walk what should have taken me 20 minutes.
Yeah, because you went to see like a midnight film, and me... I think John had gone home, I think, by that one. And me and Noel were just stayed in the Imperial and got fucking wankered.
Yeah. And then, God, that next morning, I was in this hostel, and I got woken up by the sound of someone fucking masturbating in the bunk above me,
God, yeah.
And then a copy of Twilight New Moon fell off his bed.
that same weekend was the hostels you had a room, and then there was like a shared like shower and bathroom, but it was the bathroom was in the same part as the shower. And so I was in the shower at one point and I'd locked the door, but of course they're safety locks, so you can unlock them if you absolutely need to from the outside. This girl just unlocked the door, walked in and said, "I'm so sorry, I really need to go to the bathroom," and then proceeded to sit down and go to the bathroom and have a conversation with me while I was trying to have a shower. It's like, this is weird, but I thought, I'm like mid-shower now. Everything's been seen, it's fine.
But it's like, I swear I paid like 20 quid for 5 nights in this hostel in central London.
Yeah. Wild.
Bananas.
Rick Kidd. Hi folks, glad you're using Instagram. Again, been thinking about leaving Twitter, so now get one less reason to hang around there. Question for this week. I watched Beetlejuice as prep for the sequel, and it wasn't as good as I remembered. What childhood films have you found that your opinion may have been enhanced by nostalgia? I don't know on that one. Because often when I go back to watch these movies, I'm expecting them to be crap, and then I still love them.
That's the thing. I think that the nostalgia's too strong in me. Like, I know... objectively, Master of the Universe is probably shite, but I fucking love it.
But I'm the same with that. Master of the Universe probably is shit, but it's not. It's great.
Yeah.
And everyone else is wrong.
Yeah. I don't know. There's very few that I
We rewatched Beetlejuice recently, and I thought it was fucking great.
It's fucking great.
Trying to think, there must be one though. All right, yeah. When I go back and watch some of the Van Damme movies that I enjoyed when I was about 8 or 9 years old and thought were really good, turns out they're not that great. Right. Yeah. They're still good, but they're not great. Like, Absent Without Leave, aka Leon, aka Lionheart, it probably isn't one of the top 10 movies ever made.
No.
It's alright for a Van Damme movie.
I just keep expecting to watch stuff that I just really, really adored from my childhood and go, oh, actually, yeah, fair, that's shit.
Mm.
But I don't.
Nope.
Maybe
I
just had
can't
really
think
good
of
taste
any.
as a kid.
Yeah. Maybe we all just should have really good taste as kids.
I can't think of any. I feel bad.
Yeah. I mean, Double Impact, the Van Damme movie, is probably shit.
Yeah.
But it's also not. Because, do you know what it is? Right? Double Impact. It's twins that were separated at birth. And one of them has grown up on the streets. One of them's not grown up on the streets and grown up, quite wealthy. And then, boom! They get, paths cross.
Whoa.
And just things happen. And, one's a yoga instructor. And the other one's a street hood. So, actually, it's a banger. I'm going to watch it this week.
You probably will as well, you did.
Yeah.
I try to think.
Yeah, it's got Jeffrey Lewis in it as well. So that just elevates everything.
There's not much that once I like it, I will not like it.
Yeah. I'm a little like that.
Yeah.
I might fight you for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like every time I rewatch Last Action Hero, I keep thinking it's going to be shit this time. Fucking is. I
It's
love
great.
Last Action Hero.
It's a great film.
But it's probably shit.
It's not,
But I love it.
but it's not.
No, it's
great.
not. It's fucking great.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah. I mean, even when I watch things like the fucking Sandlot, I'm like, this is fucking great. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah.
James Earl Jones thinks it's great. Fuck you. That's it. What we're covering next? Well, we already kind of know, don't we? But I'm gonna ask it anyway. What we're covering next week?
Don't say it 3 times, baby.
Yes.
Beetlejuice, and Jeremy Saulnier's new film Rebel Ridge is on Netflix on Friday. Looking forward to that.
It is indeed. Yeah. Nice. Yep. Right. Well, that was episode 552. Thank you very much, Rebecca.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you very much, Ian.
LFF announced their schedule today. Ooh. Chapter, the local art house, has just announced their satellite screenings.
What you got?
Well, the one that I was really interested in is playing a weekend that Donna is away for the entire weekend. So I ain't getting to that.
Oh, of course. What is it?
Anora, that Sean Baker one that Mikey Madison's getting Oscar buzz for.
Yeah, it's really good, that.
Yep, and it's playing on the Saturday, and Donna's not back until the Sunday. But I could see Night Bitch on Friday the 18th of October, which I might actually do. There's a bunch of things, actually, but it's like... Okay, so Blitz, which is playing Donna's birthday, so I'm not going to get to that. Conclave, which I was listening to the big picture today. That's the one, the Pope one, directed by the guy who did All Quiet on the Western Front.
Oh, yeah.
The guy who does the big picture basically said it's a really, really good airport novel of a film, which has me way more interested than I was previously.
Yeah. Is that the one that I said is a movie for people that really wonder what went on inside that room during that Dan Brown movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did Dan Brown Angels and Demons in.
Something called Endurance, I don't even know what that is. A Real Pain, Jesse Eisenberg's film with Kieran Culkin even. I'm Still Here, don't know what that is. Joy, don't know what that is. Night Bitch, All We Imagine as Light, which I think it was like a popular one at Cannes. That Christmas, no idea what that is. Bird, which is that the Andrea Arnold one? Yes, it is, with Barry Keoghan. And Piece by Piece, the Pharrell one.
Oh yeah, that's closing it, isn't it?
Well, yeah, which is closing LFF, which is wild starfuckery there. And the Wild Robot actually is getting an advanced showing on Saturday the 18th, but I'm pretty sure that actually comes out like basically the weekend after.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a bit. Fuck. I would go see a Nora. Never mind.
Yeah, we'll catch you.
Can't be out. Don's having a weekend away in Edinburgh with some friends, and I can't complain because I fucked off to Holland. So I'll shut up. Actually, I feel bad even being.
It's one of those where it's like, do you know what? The movie will fucking still exist. The different time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Anyway, have a look what's playing near you guys because it might be different if anywhere is showing stuff. Yeah. Anyway, bye.
Bye.
Bye.